very good morning, students. Welcome you all to the maths class. So students, in our today's maths class, we are going to solve sums. The topic is application based questions. We are going to solve sums on application based questions. From the topic, subtraction of 3-digit numbers. So in our previous class, I have taught you, I have already explained how to subtract 3-digit numbers by regrouping and without regrouping. Alright? Now here, what we are going to discuss? We will solve sums, real life problem sums that involve subtraction of 3-digit numbers. So I have taken question from your textbook, exercise 3B. Alright? Question number 6. Word problems that involve subtraction of 3-digit numbers. So what is given in question number 6? There were 896 people living in a locality. How many people living in a locality? 896. Of these, 397 were children. Of this means, out of 896, 397 were what? Children. 896 is total number of people living in a locality. Out of that, 397 were children. Now what the question is asking? How many people were adults? So you have to find out what? How many people were adults? Question in the question, total number of people living in a locality were given. Out of them, how many were children? That is also given. Now what we need to find out? How many people were adults? So if 896 total people from here, if 397 were children, then the rest were adults. So how to find out that? To get the answer, we need to subtract. Alright? We will subtract number of children from total number of people living in a locality. Then we will get how many people were adults. So, solution how you will write? Number of people living in a locality. Number of people 896. Number of children 397. How many people were adults? How to find them? You have to subtract this. As this is the 3-digit number, 100, 10s, 1s. 896 subtract 397. Alright? We just subtract it. So 16 minus 7. You see here in the ones place, we cannot subtract 7 from 6. So we need to regroup from the nearest place, that is tens place. So we will borrow 1 10. Then it becomes 16. 16 minus 7, 9. The tens place, 1 10 given. How much left? 8. So we cannot subtract 9 from it. Again we have to borrow from the hundreds place. Yes. So we will, how much we will borrow? 10. 10 tens. Then it becomes 10 tens plus 8. Yes, it's 80. 18 minus 9, 9. 100 place, how much left? 7. 7 minus 3. It's 4. So, number of people 896. Number of children 397. How many people were adults? To get the answer, we have to subtract number of children, that is 397 from 896, from the total number of people. Alright? So, how many people were adult? Children, your statement you can write by your own. I am just showing you the process. How to find out, how to get the answer. So, how many people were adult? So, 499 people were adults. Alright? The statement you can write by your own. Just see this process. This is a regrouping subtraction of 3-digit numbers. Yes? So, out of 896 people in a locality, 397 were children and 499 people were adults. Yes? So, this is how you have to find it out. Clear, children? Yes? So, next question number 7. I'll show you how to do this. Alright, children? So, I'll start now question number 7. Now, next word problem you see, children. Question number 7. You scored 573 marks out of 600 in class 3 and 439 marks out of 600 in class 2. These are your score that you got out of 600 in class 3 and in class 2. How many more marks did you score in class 3 than in class 2? What given here? You scored 573 marks out of 600 in class 3. Alright, that means in class 3 how much you scored? Out of 600 you scored 573. And 439 marks out of 600 in class 2. This one your class 3 mark and 439 is your class 2 mark. Now what you have to find out? How many more marks did you score in class 3 than in class 2? Now what you have to find out? How many more marks you score in class 3 than in class 2? How to find out this? How do you find out how many more marks you scored in class 3 than class 2? For that, we need to subtract. How? Marks scored in class 3 equal to how much? 573 out of 600. Marks scored in class 2. How much? 439 out of 600. The question is asking what? How many more marks did you score in class 3 than in class 2? Now you have to find out how many more marks you score in class 3 than class 2. So how to find out this? To find out the score, the more marks you score in class 3 than class 2, we need to subtract this 2. Then we will get how much more score in class 3 than class 2. So we need to subtract 573 minus 439. 573 is the marks scored in class 3. 439 is the marks scored in class 2. Now we need to subtract. Alright. So is it possible to subtract 9 from 3? No. We need to borrow 110 from 10's place. Then it becomes 13. 13 minus 9. It's 4. In the 10's place, how much left? 6. 6 minus 3. 3. 5 minus 4. Come to 100 place. 100 place 1. So how many more marks did you score in class 3 than in class 2? So 134 more marks scored in class 3 than class 2. Class 3, total marks 573. Class 2, 439. Alright, what we need to find it out? How many more marks did you score in class 3 than class 2? To get this answer, we have to subtract. Marks scored in class 3, subtract marks scored in class 2. When we subtract, we got this difference, 134. That means what? 134 more marks scored in class 3 than class 2. Alright? 134 more marks scored in class 3 than class 2. By doing subtraction, we got this answer. Alright? Here children? So this is the subtraction with regrouping. So 134 is the answer. Clear children? So class 3 marks and class 2 marks given. Out of that, question asked, find out how many more marks you score in class 3 than in class 2. So answer we got 134. Now the next question number 8. I will explain it to you, and 9 is your homework. And students, after watching the video, you note down this one application based question in your maths copy. Clear? Now I'll start number 8. Now question number 8 children. So let's see what is the question. Of the 553 students in a grade 3, of the 553 students in grade 3 of a school, total number of students 553. In which grade? Grade 3. Of a school, 428 were present on a certain day. Alright? How many students were absent on that day? So total number of students in grade 3, 553. Okay, 553. Out of 553, on a particular day, how many students were present? 428 students were present. Total number of students in grade 3, 553. On a particular day, how many students were present? 428. Now what the question is asking? How many students were absent on that day? On that particular day, how many students were absent? How to find out this answer? For this, we need to subtract. What we are going to subtract? Total number of students in grade 3. Out of that, number of students were present on a particular day. We will subtract. Then we will get number of students were absent on that day. Alright? So, total number of students in grade 3 in grade 3. (553). Number of students present. How many were present? 428. So how many students were absent on that day? What is? What we will do? We have to subtract. 428, we have to subtract it from total number of students. That means 553. Alright? So here I will do, as this is a 3-digit number, 100 tens ones. So see children, here can we subtract 8 from 3? No. So we need to, what we have to do? We need to borrow. Yes, we need to borrow it from the nearest place. So 110 we will borrow it, become 13. 13 minus 8, 5. How much left in the tens place? 4. 4 minus 2, 2. Yes? Then come to hundreds place. 5 minus 4, 1. So how many students were absent on that day? So on that day, 125 students were absent. Out of 553 students, 428 were present on that day, on a certain day. How many students were absent on that day? To get the answer, we have to subtract. So after doing subtraction, we get the difference this. 125. So how many students are absent on that day? Here we will write. So 125 students were absent on that day. Right? So children, as I have already explained it to you how to do 3-digit number subtraction with regrouping and without regrouping. And in our today's class, what we learn? Real life examples where subtraction of 3-digit numbers involved. I have shown you 3 examples from your textbook. Now the last question is your homework. You do it. And these questions, whatever I have explained, first you go through it, try to do it by yourself, watch the video, then you note it down in your maths copy. Alright children, clear? So in the next class, I'll be starting subtraction of 4-digit numbers. Okay? So till then you all practice this. Thank you.